help you sleep.
Hello.
Cindy's got all kinds of
Hi,
good
welcome
chemicals.
back to Fallout.
I'll try
This
that.
is my 5th fucking time
Good to have you back.
recording this. Because it's just
I heard that the city council is debating putting railings on the flight deck.
my OBS is
Well,
fucking
I hope
crashing.
they do something.
And
Remember
it's
that
not-
child that fell off the deck last year?
It's awesome. It's cool. I'm so glad it happened. It keeps
I'm
happening.
sure they'll do something about it.
But, you know, so if this recording, if it crashes again, I'm just gonna fucking. I might just. I might just. Fucking let it go.
Nice
Just
day,
post
huh?
whatever I recorded. It's like. It's already fucking Monday morning, technically. I only have a couple hours left to post it. Hey, bud.
Ted Strayer. You can chill with me if you want, dude.
Oh, can I? Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, you and me just hanging. Whoa.
Ask you about Ribbit City's history.
Dude, I only just got here myself. Ain't nothing I could tell you.
Do you know Mr. Crowley?
Whoa, that's a blast from the past. My dad knew a dude named Crowley. I never met him, though. I think Dad said he died when they were checking out some old fort.
Do you know what they were doing at the fort?
Nah. He said that old man Tenpenny hired him and some other guys to go in there, but he never said why. My dad made enough caps off it to set him up good, though.
What do you know about Tenpenny?
Everybody knows he runs Tenpenny Tower, but I never met the dude. I swear.
Crowley wants your father's security key.
Whoa.
Here's 25 caps.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna be flying high
but
tonight.
I am incredibly annoyed.
Being back here just feels, I don't know, weird.
I mean, back here.
What's up? It's
What do you mean?
hasn't changed at all. Don't know why I'm surprised.
Back here. Been to Ribbit City before? It's weird. Okay. I guess. Sorry. Go talk to Miss Lee. Or Mrs. Lee. Mrs. Misty. Lily.
Hello, mister.
CJ.
I'm not
Young.
supposed to talk to...
You know anything about Ribbit City? How they made it? Anything?
It's a boat. A really big boat.
Oh, what? You know about the history?
James says his dad built it. But I don't know. I think he's making stuff up.
So long, so Jay.
This place could use a few more people willing to...
Ribbit City's history.
Despite all my time working here, I've got no... Born and raised on the hangar deck, but don't hold that against him. He can't help where he came from, and his heart's in the right place.
What is that?
Quitting time. I can't wait to get home.
How
I'm
is
looking for
it?
troublemakers. Have you seen any?
Yeah. Looks like my butt. Get it?
But surely one of you glorified test tube jockeys can assist me. For the most advanced scientific center in the capital Wasteland, I find your...
Look, Dr. Zimmer, we've been over this. We don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to give you
I'm
that
sure the
thingy.
good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only
Oh my
knew what was
God.
at stake, the technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy.
Hasn't
A robot's
changed
a
at all.
robot, Zimmer, no
Don't know
matter
why
how
I'm
shiny the paint
surprised.
job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself. What do you need?
Dr. Lee is smart as they say she is?
She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here, though that's not saying much.
Look at my father, have you seen him?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her?
Not be rude. Hello, Mr.
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by...
You have a problem with the way I look?
How amusing. You've mistaken my metaphor for a derogatory remark. I need a local, you see, someone with verve. I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
You mean the robot?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
I've never heard of this
Oh,
before.
I hadn't realized anyone in the
Follow,
Wasteland was
what's
so
that?
knowledgeable.
Oh, my God.
And you certainly don't look much like a scientist.
God, what? Oh,
Anyway, my android must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task.
Sure.
He may not even realize he's not human. Don't upset him by talking with him.
I'm pretty
Just
sure I know
come
who
get
he
me
is.
immediately. I'll
But I
handle
never
it.
turn him in. Alright, let's just go through. I'm not sure how it is up north, but around here we get paid for our work.
I'm sorry, it slipped my
That's
mind.
fine. Give me
I
money.
have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth.
We have.
I'd be willing to share
technology.
some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
I'm sure. You are all looking to finding your android.
Excellent. Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
Okay.
I heard that a...
Zimmer, who's currently at Ribbon City, is searching for an android. Believes that the android may have facial reconstructed surgery and a memory loss.
Zimmer, by the time you get this message, I'll already be gone. I'm escaping the Commonwealth. I want to live my own life on my own terms, as my own man. I know what you're thinking, that I'm malfunctioning. I used to think that's what caused the runaways too. But I know better now. Self-determination is not a malfunction. I'm not just willing to put up with all the bullshit anymore. You humans are going to have a full-fledged rebellion on your hands if you don't start treating us synths as persons. I know you'll be marshalling the Retention Bureau to come after me, but I know all the tricks of the trade. You won't be finding me, I assure you. By the time you get this, I will be someone else. It's the price I pay for my liberation. My final act of rebellion against a system I no longer believe in. Goodbye, Zimmer, and good riddance.
Viva la revolution!
bunch of former slaves from...
The sooner you find my...
I don't even know what an android looks like.
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing.
Oh.
Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
You tell me they can shit? They can take a dookie do? It's just for finding this android.
Like I've said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Try snooping around the workspaces of techies. You know, people like yourself. And try doctor's offices. Look for patient records or something. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
If this android wandered off, why would he want a new mind and face?
Maybe Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life, wipe away all memory, all guilt, trick himself into believing he really is human. So no, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him. I want him. End of story.
Alright. You're hiding something. Why would something artificial feel guilt?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very well. I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped.
Haha.
It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
Others have escaped. Why are you coming after this?
This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. Ah, but A321, it will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321,
Right.
he is irreplaceable.
Uh-huh. Tell me about the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
Rude. Alright, do you know the history behind Rivet
Looks
City?
to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
I hate you, just so you know. I'm tracking down the location and equipment used to perform the face check.
Ah, you've managed to sniff the trail. Good job. Keep me informed on your progress. Well,
Weird being.
standing around all day
Given new memories.
Good job. You've confirmed what I suspected all along. Now why don't you...
Back here.
Okay, so we're not gonna give it. We're gonna finish this quest, kind of, more or less, because it's gonna wind up taking us there anyway. So, Bobblehead Intelligence, 5 extra skill points when reading magazines. Hey, Miss
Look,
Lee.
this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people. It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
Wait, how do you know who I am? Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
Oh. Can you tell me more about my
I
parents?
suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
What was my dad like back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
I never knew my mother. My mother. No, I never knew my mother. What can you tell me about her?
Yes, your mother was,
Sorry.
well,
So
she
sad.
was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Why did my mother die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth.
What happened?
None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
You weren't prepared. My mother is dead. I understand. Excuse me. I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes, well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
Something else. Parents, something else. What kind of place is this? Rivet Cité.
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
Society called gay. I'd like to know a bit more about you.
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something. But then there were complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
I'm trying to find my dad. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
Things, didn't really work out there. I don't know if I want to get into it.
I see. Well, I'm afraid your father is no longer here.
Stop wasting my time. It's okay. If he was here, then do you know where he went?
Yes, I do. I told him repeatedly that it's too late, that the project is too far gone to be revived. He insisted he can just pick up where we left off 20 years ago and said he could prove it to me. So he headed off to the old lab. I advised against it, but he went anyway.
And where is the old lab?
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
I'm so lonely. Be so happy. Wow,
The last I knew...
I don't actually need it. I just don't like having unused dialogue. Tell me about this project you worked on with my dad.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just... too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
Why did you stop working on it? What happened?
You happened.
Rude.
It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
Huh. How about something else? What do you know about Zimmer?
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team.
Okay. There's someone named Pinkerton.
That idiot? He left so long ago, most folk don't even remember him. He claimed to have found a secret stash of technology somewhere in the ship. Then he just disappeared.
Maybe you can help me out.
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors, or you're chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Please.
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for
Level
you.
up. What do you know about the city's history?
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
I have to go now. My people need me.
Good luck finding.
Thanks. Alright, so I know exactly the perk I'm grabbing. Mad Science. Harness the power of your intellect with the Mad Science perk. First rank gives 20% extra damage and attack speed with basic science weapons. Second rank gets 10% extra crit and faster attack speed with advanced science weapons. And 6% bonus attack speed with advanced science weapons and reduces strength requirement for all science weapons.
Yes?
Geez, she hasn't changed much.
Oh. You remember Dr. Lee?
Bits and pieces. She's definitely still got a thing for Dad.
Ooh. Did she and Dad...
Oh no. I mean, I don't think so. I was too young to understand at the time, but I knew there was something funny about the way she acted around him.
I knew it. Well, Dad, was he interested?
No, I don't think so. You gotta understand, him and Mum... Well, let's just say I don't have a single bad memory about the two of them.
What about Mom? I want to know about her.
I wish you could have known her. I wish the four of us could have lived together in the vault, but then... It was her death that sparked the move, so I guess if she was still alive, we'd still be in Rivet City.
What made Dad decide to leave?
Lots of stuff. I think in the end, he just felt better about getting away from everything that reminded him of Mum.
Why are you British, actually? That's an important question. Tell me something about her.
She was calm, joyful, inspired, patient. Something about her just always made you feel like everything was okay.
She sounds great.
She was. Mum and Dad were always in high spirits, but, well, there was always this sense of foreboding. Now I've gone and depressed myself. Let's just get moving, okay?
I understand. Can't have been an easy decision to make.
No. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Evening.
Hey,
Let's get to the replicated
I
one.
heard that the city council is debating putting railings.
Lay a hand on Dr.
Know anything about the history of Rivet City?
No, thank you. Please leave Mr. Zimmer and myself alone.
I guess I'll be going.
on the flight deck.
Well, I hope they do something. Remember that child
I
that
want
fell
to
off the deck last?
Learn as much about everything as possible. Diego.
What you need?
Sorry, man. I want to talk to Diego.
I'm Diego, the acolyte.
Who's Saint Monica?
Saint Monica saved her own son's soul from eternal damnation.
Uh-huh.
She is now the patron saint of lost children. You really should come to church on Sunday mornings. The sermon will be all about...
You know what Rivet City's
I heard tell the place used to be run by raiders until someone cleared the whole place out.
Oh.
But I don't really know for sure.
Goodbye, Diego. Plane. Hello? We the people. Okay. Is that doghouse? Why is there a doghouse? Dog meat! Dog meat, we got you a house! Welcome to Capital Preservation Society. Constitution. The Constitution of the United States was drafted in 1786 and adopted a year later by the Constitutional Convention of Philly. This document defines the organization of the U.S. government and sets forth the rules and regulations known as Articles. In addition, there are modifications made to the Articles by ruling presidents during the reigns known as amendments. Saudi owns the only known copy of the document to exist, which was retrieved from the ruins of the National Archives in 2256. Emancipation Proclamation. Emancipation Proclamation was a document issued by the breathtakingly charismatic President Abraham Lincoln in 1862. This executive order was the beginning of the end of slavery in the United States, although it was issued during the Civil War, making it a war measure. It paved the way for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution to completely abolish slavery once and for all, except for prison. Gettysburg Address. Capital Preservation Society is proud to have in possession a copy of one of the most iconic and prolific speeches in the United States history. This speech, given by the astonishingly this guy is a hard-on for Abraham Lincoln too, on Thursday, November 19th, 1863, laid the groundwork for what would later become the basis of democracy in the United States, and set the standards for a country with a government by the people for the people. Wait. That's not right. Monroe Doctrine. Monroe Doctrine was presented in 1823 by the average and unremarkable President James Monroe. The document warns the European powers of the time not to interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere, citing the examples of colonization and puppet governments as possible intolerances. Declaration of War on Germany. Part of her collection is a copy of the formal declaration of war made on Germany during World War II on December 11, 1941, by the government and endorsed by the President Franklin D. Roosevelt. While the document doesn't evoke the brilliance of other masterworks like the Emancipation Proclamation, it still serves as a reminder of the world that the United States was on power to be tripled. Although it is uncertain when the declaration of war on China was made, some say 2066 when they re-invaded Alaska, others say 2067 when the first power armor suits were deployed to counter their forces. It is the last known document of note authored by the United States government before the bomb spill. Had the declaration had the tenacity and might of a stronger president behind it, say Abraham Lincoln, who's to say what the outcome of those tremulous years would have been? This guy hard on for Lincoln might be
Do have a look
than
around,
the actual,
but don't touch anything.
Freed slaves.
Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history.
It's an interesting collection. You should collect two of everything, one to shit on and the other to cover up. Okay. Interesting collection.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection.
Has to be the Declaration of Independence.
Why, yes. Your knowledge of American history is quite impressive. What an amazing crown jewel in my collection that would be. The original document created by the people for the people.
If you want me to retrieve the Declaration, all you have to do is ask.
Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here.
Sure.
Excellent. You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the
Okay. I have a few questions about the Declaration of Independence.
Please ask then. After all,
What does the Declaration look like?
a piece of what was called parchment, sort of a thick paper, has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully.
What's the history behind the document?
On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After
the
a
Second
ceremony
Continental
which ended with
Congress?
Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War.
I'm not so sure about that. All this info on the Declaration, where'd you get it? I don't like it.
Well, this is quite embarrassing, actually. I sent someone like yourself after the Declaration. She did some of the research for me, but now I haven't seen her in a few months. I wouldn't worry about it. Many have died for causes far less grand than what you're about to undertake.
Okay, something else. Looked around a bit.
Oh,
okay. Okay, why? I don't know why. Okay, What is the Capital Preservation Society?
I'm collecting artifacts. Historical artifacts. All sorts of things from old DC. It's important work. Because, well, it just is.
Right. Work at the National Archives on my Pip-Boy?
In the DC ruins, you'll find the National Archive. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants.
Okay.
Here.
You know the history of Ripid City?
It's funny now that you ask. I can tell you all about the capital, but I really haven't got any idea about Rivet City itself. I can't see how important it is compared to the capital's history, but maybe Bannon might know something.
I don't think you know
I'm looking for troublemaker. Have you seen any?
anything about fucking... I don't think you know what the capital's history that much either.
I am
Clifford,
Father Clifford of St.
the
Monica's
big
Church.
red dog? Who's this Saint Monica?
She is the patron saint of lost children. Very popular among the faithful of Rivet City. I'm surprised. If you want to hear her story...
Yeah, no. History.
Oh, it's not the past. But if you're interested,
Okay, I need to go. Hey, he's pooping on my face, and it makes me sob a lot. Sky and Slab. Common room. Prestia. He's bouncing off my blue cheeks. I love the way he rides. He's a man I love and I feel him deep inside. Running around at the speed of sound. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. This hotel. Oh.
I'm eating right now.
Welcome back, sir.
I already talked to you about the history. I forgot.
If you're hurt, I'll be back in the clinic shortly.
God damn you. What if I sit down? I turn to look. And I wait now.
That was a
Maybe I'll
fine
get
meal.
Buckingham to fix me something
I've got to
eat.
get back to my patient.
Eat what you want to eat.
You're wounded. Let me bandage that.
I'm not wounded. But... You know that Polly can tell he's an addict?
He's totally strung out. It's going to kill him one of these days.
Huh. What do you know of Rivet City's history?
Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that...
Knowing someone named Pinkerton?
Pinkerton, eh? That name takes me way back. Claimed to have cured radiation poisoning. Or was it food poisoning? I don't recall. He was always telling folks that he founded Rivet City. All he did was break off the front of it. Or did he die there? I don't recall.
Huh. Okay. Drink.
The Weatherly...
Raw.
Don't get... Now, if
Cam.
you can get that... I'm a...
Okay, bye.
Diego, don't.
Welcome to the
Ah.
Weatherly.
No thanks.
I never
the
charge you
vegetables.
or Father
They're
Clifford for your
fragile.
meals.
Did you hear about the fight in the Muddy
You are
Rudder
too
last
kind
night?
to him.
Yeah. Belle's going to have to replace some tables and chairs.
I'm sure she'll just scrounge some from the lower deck.
Sister. Zimmer.
What?
Dead.
What? Let me see that. This is a neuroservo. I suppose...
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have skipped through that. Because I know where this other source is. I just don't... I don't remember how you get the information that he's at this place. So... Shrug. Glug. Did I just say glug? Why is there another? What does this tell me? He's shitting my pants even though I asked him not to. It's in fact quite mean. I wish he wouldn't do it.
Have you seen my good-for-nothing son, James?
No.
Take a look around.
History.
Oh, I really...
Okay. That was... Why does it tell me to go? Okay, whatever. Ban it.
Welcome to Potomac Attire. I am Bannon, proprietor and city council member. I carry...
So you're also a person of refinement.
Between you and me, keeping out the riffraff is good for business.
So you're on the city council.
Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the council. We meet every Monday morning. I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. Far more than Seagrave Holmes.
Okay. Seagrave? Oh yeah, he's clueless.
So you've met him, eh? Well, he wants to replace me on the council. Now, I can't have that. No siree. He's a shady character. I just can't prove it. If someone were to find something incriminating in his room, well, let's just...
City council.
Dr. Lee...
Why are you guys living on the boat?
It's a place to live, safe from raiders and super mutants. With Dr. Lee on our side, maybe we can even begin to rebuild the world.
What do you know about the history?
Why, I practically set this whole place up. When I got here 12 years ago, it was just a handful of dead-enders squatting in a rusted-out rowboat. Now I'm on the council, and with my leader... Of course, a few...
Hasn't Rivet City been around for longer than 12 years?
Well, yes, but it was hardly any place of importance until I arrived on the scene. That's all ancient history now. No one would ever care about it. If you insist on wasting your time on that, you could try that bartending old crone down below, Belle Bonnie.
Belle Bonnie. Alright, pleasure. Okay.
Have a seat anywhere. Someone will be with you in a minute.
Belle Bonnie. Okay.
I heard that a bunch of former slaves from Paradise Falls set up a free town in the Lincoln
I'm
Memorial.
not sure I like CJ Clare.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. They're trying to help other slaves.
Rivet City. Go to the stairwell. And we go down, 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 down. Down. And we, even though the sky is falling down, down. And baby, the sky is falling. Bella.
I'm Belle Bonnie. I'll tell you what I tell all the fresh meat. Don't start anything down here, or I'll have Brock kick your ass.
Brack. Nice place you have here.
You must be drunk. Are you gonna order or what?
Polly really addicted to chems?
Oh yeah. He's a...
Pretty good stories lately.
Go talk to Vera.
History.
History? What, not enough shit around here already? You need to dig up more?
Yes.
Don't know if it ever had an official start. It's just been here forever. Stuck in the river and full of assholes.
But someone like you hears lots of stories. Can't you share one?
No, I can't fucking well share one. What sort of moron are you?
You don't gotta be an
But
ass.
fine. If it'll get you out of my face, go down to Pinkerton's shed in the broken off bow of the ship. If he decides to give you a history lesson.
Okay.
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. This fucking asshole. And get your head in my bar. Your bar's a shithole anyway. Bitch. But it's true though. It's a shithole. Deserved to call names. Piece of shit. Asshole. No. No, it's just raining. Wee. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. Now, something will go out there, but I'm pretty sure this door over here is useful. I can hardly breathe when it's bumping deep in. Sure, this is where you're supposed to. Sure, you're supposed to go through this into this door, aren't you? This is like locked. It's probably locked, right? With like a very hard lock. Yeah. No, Matt. No, no. No, Matt. No, no. Sorry. No match for me. I am a god of piccolo or lock picking, depending on your.
Open fire!
Bomb. What the fuck was that noise?
Go down.
Burning? I'm burning? I'm burning. Oh, Mirelurk King. Horace Pinkerton. I do not remember how to get to that part of the ship, let me be honest with you. Pretty sure you stay on this level though. I can hardly breathe when it's bumping deep inside. Hey, bouncing on the floor. Move it! Jesus Christ. Jimmy fucking Cricket.
Aren't you cute?
Fuse. Huh. Actually, oh there. Forgot about that. Hello, good sir.
How the hell did you get in here? I suppose you can't be all that bad if you made it this far without dying. This is the part where you tell me what the hell you are doing bothering an old man who obviously wants to be...
What kind of work do you do in here?
The seek... Well, if you must know, I'm an electrician and computer expert, and I'm a bit of a surgeon. Really, the most gifted scientist you'll find.
Huh.
I'm the guy that got Rivet City up and running in the first place. And after all that, Lee and her gang of flunkies pushed me out. Ha! Project Purity, indeed. What a bunch of morons. They can't even clean some water.
It's a pain in the ass to find you. What do you do here? Anyway?
I live here. It's where I do my work. And it's far away from Dr. Lee and all those other monkeys dressed up like scientists.
That's quite rude of
You
you.
made it past my defenses, which proves you aren't a dummy. And you haven't killed me. So I suppose you aren't here to do that.
Wasn't
I
planning on
suppose you can hang around.
it. Alright. Tell me about the city's history.
What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going.
I hear the only one who knows the truth about Rivet City's founder.
Ha! Sounds like you've been poking around, all right. I'm surprised any of those reprobates even remember me.
Don't use big
Maybe they
words.
still laugh about how they edged me
I don't
out
know
of
what
the
that
council back then. But you can set the record straight.
Setting the record straight is exactly my goal.
For that, you have to go all the way back to when remnants of the Naval Research Institute cleared the Mirelurks off this wreck. About 40 years ago. We were looking for new lab space, and this bucket of bolts just happened to have a well-preserved science bay on it. Everything else just grew up around that lab once we got it up and running. The science team was led by one H. Pinkerton.
So you used to be in charge. How'd you end up here?
That lasted until about 18 years ago, when those ambitious backbiters like Lee and her little team showed up. She came in with her big Purity Project pipe dream, and my whole staff started working with her, those traitors. She even took my seat on the council. By then, I was glad to leave it behind. But hell, if I'm leaving the city I made great.
Well, you know about Project Purity.
Who cares? It's some hydroponics pipe dream that Lee's been working on forever. Waste of time and effort, I say. Apparently, though, My teams cared more about it than they did about little things like defense systems or making this ship float again. Treacherous bastards.
You have any hard evidence of all this?
Of course I do. A good scientist always keeps track of their data. Here, they probably don't even remember, but I kept the records of that first council meeting. Take them, if it'll put them in their place.
Cybernetic surgery.
No one else could do it, that's for damn sure. Stay sharp.
Body implants. Impacts. Okay. Now we have a shitload of caps, so I'm just gonna buy all of your... That's a breeder implant? Whatever. Buying all the implants. Okay.
Another
Now. Let's save it quick.
Stay sharp.
Cybernetics. Empathy. Do you ever feel like you don't get people at all? Empathy synthesized break your problems fast. Ooh, charisma +1. Interesting. Optics enhancer. Using advanced algorithm and developed for image recognition, the optics enhancer pre-processes its data in the optical nerve to create sharper, more detailed vision. Open your eyes and see the new. Interesting. Your life is too important to leave anything to chance. With the probability calculator, the decision making is controlled by the frontal lobe is optimized for to maximize the likeliness of a desired outcome. For personal safety reasons, we discourage its use for excessive. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Hypertrophy accelerator. Already used by thousands of elite athletes all over the world, the hypertrophy accelerator allows for quick and safe increase of the muscle mass without leaving any traceable substances in your organism. Certified to be undetectable and relevant testing method. Finally, there's hope for the millions of people suffering from chronic pain. Unlike any pain medication that can only give temporal release with often severe side effects, the nose permanently regulates the pain at its root without diminishing its important natural warning. Reflex booster. Situations where milliseconds make the difference between victory and defeat, or even between life and death, the Reflex Booster will give you the essential edge. Learning from physiologic that of animals whose survival instincts are central nervous node. Okay. Studies have been shown that mean subdermal armor allows a man clothed only in civilian attire to survive a live fire scenario, with under most circumstances would have killed a fully armored soldier. However, due to high-end production costs, it's kept for those who can afford the luxury of surefire safety, as others manage to scrape by with Kevlar. Reload speed, attack speed. Huh. Let's give me reload speed and attack speed. But I want to go faster. I want to zoom it around like the speed of sound. Okay. Reflex booster. Endurance. Developed by MedTech, the Phoenix Monocyte Breeder greatly enhances the healing capabilities of the human body due to rapid cell regeneration. Recovery after even the most severe injuries is reduced to several days instead of weeks or months. Sure. And that's strength +1, endurance +1, agility +1. Sure, we'll get strength +1. I'm pretty sure I can't even do this anyway, so whatever. We'll just remove them once we don't have need of them. Yes, I'm sure. Thank you, my dear, my good sir. I don't know why there's a skeleton down here, but that's kind of weird. Kind of creepy, man. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. Blah blah blah. 3-man council. Yeah. Oh shit. Karen, excuse me.
Be careful. Stay sharp.
Who was everywhere? Okay. Save. Give me. Oh, I don't have a key. Never mind. Fine. And in case you were still wondering, he's the guy that wiped the memory of the android and turned him into, was it Harkness? The security guy on the boat. Okay.
This place gives me the creeps.
Number one, we're gonna go ahead and hop over to Greatitch. Because I feel bad for leaving little Brian all alone for the last little while. Right? So, yeah, we're gonna go help him out and tell him about Vera's little home, since we can't adopt him because the mod for that hasn't been converted to here, and I don't know how to convert mods to Tale 2 Wasteland. Hey, little Brian.
I hope you found me a place.
Your Aunt Vera in Rivet City said she'd take you in.
You really found her? Oh, thank you so much.
I hope she
I
gives
can't
you
believe
new
everything
clothes,
you've
because
done
that's,
for
like,
me. Most people would
destroyed.
have kept on walking when I ran up to them screaming like I did. I'll get my stuff together and move.
Heyo. Okay. The next thing's next. I'm gonna pop over. See Moira. 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 Bleh. I can hardly breathe when he... Okay. Oops. Okay, so apparently she's not in right now, which is very rude of her. I'll be real with you. I'm over encumbered. What? How am I over encumbered? Oh, it's because I'm. Okay, that makes sense. Fine, I understand. I'm gonna be fucking swamped with all the people in here. I forgot. Okay. So one more bobblehead left. Okay. Take this, take that. These, take all of these. Take this. Take these for now. This, or even really this. Take and it's quick. Okay. Here's this guy. All my Nuka-Cola, Quantum, my water, food. Okay. I can hardly breathe when it's bumping deep inside. And this can be all. This is all my missed items, I think I decided, right? Yeah, so keep those. Keep this stuff. Oh, this shit. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to take that. Whatever. Okay. Cycle and all that stuff. I can hardly breathe when it's pumping deep inside. Okay. So take all this shit. And tats. My medics for now. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay. Now, get a quick power nap. So that she hopefully opens her damn doors. And we can do what we want. Because a pirate is free, you are a pirate. Baha fiddle TT. Being a pirate is alright with me. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. We've got us a map that leads us to a distant land. Way anchor.
Oh, come on.
Any luck finding out how
Alright, after a lot of researching, I've got the real history.
Aha! Not just as easy as asking around, was it? Good information takes real work to uncover after all. So, tell me all about it.
Alright. Again, it's a research station, which is why it's still a scientific haven.
With the protected location and resources that came from those scientific advances, I can definitely see how it grew so quickly. A bit of smarts leads to a big reward, huh? Speaking of which, in thanks, have a few of these. For the next time you've got to be quick on your wits. Oh, and I'll let the Rivet City traders know they'll be favorably mentioned in the book. You'll get a discount buying gear from them in the future.
Yay! Now my research is completed, right?
Yes, that concludes our exceptional expert endeavor. I have to admit, I was worried it would go over some people's heads, but it should be fine. For all your hard work, I want you to have this mini nuke. I kept meaning to use it to dig a well, but honestly, it just makes me nervous. Now,
Let me guess. You need me to go print and distribute it, right?
So cynical. No. I can take care of all that with the few traders I know. What makes you think I'd force you to handle something so dangerous? Now, you should just...
It certainly was an epic piece of work, so is the final product worth it?
Oh my! It's brilliant! Even I'm astounded by my genius. Oh, no, it's more than that. By our genius. I'll share these with the traders, and soon everyone will know about the Wasteland Survival Guide. But now, the very first copy of our book goes to you. It wouldn't nearly be as good without your input. You're the real Wasteland Survival Guru.
Your survival skill has improved. Sweet.
Pay more attention to what you're doing.
I'm the greatest fa ha 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 ha. Fa 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 fa. Bum 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 bum. Okay, I thought it would be. Oh, is it just Okay. Data? Hey. Wait, lead author and subject matter expert. Oh, thanks. Damn. Alright, fellas. It's time to steal the Declaration of Independence. That's not my Nick Cage. No. I'm not this, not that. Alright. So I think what we're gonna do next... We gotta find... I forget where the fucking fort is. It's like up here, isn't it? Okay, well, whatever. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna go take Mr. Crowley's shit before he gets there, and go ha 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 ha, hee hee hoo hee ha. But that's it for this episode. Thank God OBS didn't crash this fucking time. I'll see you next time.